Hey folks, today I would like to just list some random things that I've noticed during my existence here. On weekdays and Sundays, the dogs that live with me wake up at 5 a.m. sharp. On Saturdays, the one day my parents sleep in, they wake up at 8. I kinda get that their internal clocks will wake them up every day at 5, but how, every 7 days, do they know not to wake up at 5? A ton of the Old Testament of the Bible takes place in Egypt and Babylon, but they never mention the pyramids or the ziggurat. What's up with that? More DC slang than you would initially think seems to be immediately derived from the original series of Star Trek. For instance, the DC version of "go off" is to "kirk out," which is clearly from on the communicators, "kirk out." Also, this one's a little bit more obscure, but like when I was a kid, we used to say when we threw something fast that we would beam it, which is clearly just teleporting. The thing that's wild about it is you don't necessarily expect black people who live in the ghetto to be watching the sci-fi, but we be watching that sci-fi. I don't think this is a full-blown stereotype yet, but like aunties who wear Afrocentric clothes or like dress butch and who DJ professionally? Huh? That exact same demographic is also my favorite person to get when I'm using like a drive share service like Lyft or Uber. I'm like, oh, auntie! Vanilla Ice, Mark Wahlberg, and Matt Damon. Same person? In my mind they are. The only thing that distinguishes Mark Wahlberg from the other two in my mind is me thinking about him running in The Happening, because his arms are so short. The shoe/sportswear companies Adidas and Puma were founded by brothers who hated each other and were registered Nazis. A lot of people who are really into astrology already know this, but in the beginning of the year, the sun is in Sagittarius, and at the end, it's in Ophiuchus. I said a lot of people who are into astrology know that, but everybody who's into astronomy already knows that. My question is that why are modern astrologers so conservative that they don't just adjust for the sidereal year? I mean, like, is it too much work? I don't get it. To be continued when I charge my phone battery. Last time on Rambling Facts, or things that I noticed with Buttercup. Last time, dogs have weekly circadian rhythms? Sci-fi in the hood? Sportswear Nazis? Now we join our fair hero in the place with the things. What is just is what's fair, and what's fair is fair, and fair means white. It just has always ever meant white. You ever heard the term the fairer sex? Well, it turns out more estrogen in utero, less melanin. That's just how it's always been. I say this a lot, but it's always new information to someone. Plants are just animals that have their heads in the ground. That's why their genitals are in the sky. In the time it took for dinosaurs to evolve into birds, it took algae to evolve into ferns. Ferns are the most complicated organism on the planet. So the question is, why are birds still just flying dinosaurs? I really feel like they're not tapping into their fullest potential. I got sidetracked by some pretty hefty interpersonal stuff, but get ready for the reboot. This series is getting rebooted. The USA, Star Trek and Star Wars. The UK, Doctor Who, Japan, Gundam. What do they have in common? Star Trek and Star Wars are about, juking out, imperialism. Doctor Who is about a guy who's on the lam from an imperialist state. Gundam, more often than not, is about a bunch of people in giant robots fighting against the state in giant robots for freedom. All of them take place in space. The vast majority of the characters are white passing. The themes are anti-fascist but pro-imperialist. All captains want to be admirals. Darth Vader's the most popular character. Doctor Who's the king of the planet that he's from, and everyone who survives in Gundam becomes a politician. So, through propaganda, white nationalism has already conquered space in the realm of our imaginations. Very bleak. Science still thinks it's right about everything. I don't know if you've heard of expanding Earth theory, but science seems a little bit wrong on this one. Y'all remember them pups I was talking about? How do y'all know what day Saturday is? Can you please learn English and explain to me? Oh, that explains okay, yeah. I'll let you outside.